This, by the way, is parenting 101. I see more parents fail on this issue than almost anything else. Is they don't want kids to see the goodness of righteousness and truth. And they can't stand to let their kids miss out on something for a moment. And so even though their kids have made a choice right before prom, right before we go to Disney World, right before the party of their best friend, I'm not gonna have a consequence to that right now. I'm not gonna let them miss this because I love too much them loving me and liking me. And if I lose this moment that I've invested a lot of money and time to prepare for, if I stick to my guns and I execute on what they say, then they won't like me. And frankly, I'm too selfish to miss it myself. And so their kids just grow up believing it's always going to work out. They're always going to get what they want, even though they don't do what they want to do. And they expect the world to always turn out until finally our government or the world around them or their wife says no. And God, you know how many times God has heard from us these kind of prayers? Hey, listen, I'm out of here if you don't fix this thing the way I want you to fix this thing. I can't trust you if it doesn't roll this way. Now, if you're God, don't you want to go, oh, I want you to know what a great God I am. I'm really a good God. But he just says, go ahead, I understand. I've felt what it feels like to be a human. I've wanted the Father's will to be different. Rail against me, but I'm not going to stop loving you. And please don't leave me. Say what kids say when they don't understand what their parents are doing. We still laugh, about moments in our family when my son, had a splinter, I'll never forget, in his foot. Mom was trying to get it out, couldn't get it out. It was a deep splinter, a good one. He was walking like this, wanted it out, didn't want it out. And so finally, I just got home. I said, Coop, I love you. We're going to get this splinter out. And it's going to hurt for just a second, but it's got to hurt so you can run. And so we laid on the boy, all right? We didn't have general anesthesia, so we laid Mom generally on him. Dad wrapped one leg and grabbed the other one and put it in a little lock position and went to work. And he was like, I hate you! You are so mean! He said that about 3 times, and every time he said it, I hated it. I knew he didn't hate me. I knew I loved him. I actually was laughing when he was doing it. Because I knew what was going on. But listen, when you've got 85 pounds, my wife was on top of him, about 85 pounds on top of him. She might weigh 90. And you've got a guy locking down on him. You're like, and you got pain coming. All you know is what you know. But man, he was just a kid. I'm a loving father. I know what splinters do. I know infection. I know long-term effects. I know I'm good. I didn't create splinters. I didn't want splinters to be in his life. But he lives in a broken world where splinters come in, and I'm going to deal. I'm going to even use those splinters for glory. It became a lesson, right? Hey, trust me. And God's given me splinters. He didn't put these splinters in my life, but even through those splinters that came, sometimes awful people that shot splinters into my foot, he goes, but you can trust me. I'm good. And you've got to say, this is really about God's glory and you seeing what's right and true and not about your opinion of me in the moment.